What if I told you that one of the most important days of your life might not look important at all? It probably won't be the vacation you've been dreaming about or even the promotion you've been working toward. It won't probably come with confetti or fireworks or even a picture. It might just look like a cup of coffee, a conversation around a kitchen table, maybe a walk after dinner, a Tuesday. An ordinary, forgettable Tuesday. The kind of day you almost rush through until one day you realize it wasn't ordinary at all.
Welcome to the Rise to Shine podcast with Noelle Custis, where we ignite the spark to discover your favorite self. It is time to get real, ladies.
Hello, my friends. Welcome back to the Rise to Shine podcast. I'm your host, Noelle Custis, and I am so grateful you're here. I've been thinking about something lately, not something profound, not really like this huge life-changing revelation, just Tuesday. And I know that sounds strange, but stay with me because I want to ask you, when was the last time you had an ordinary Tuesday? And I'm not talking about your birthday. I'm not talking about a Christmas, or I'm not even talking about like engagements or when our kids graduate. Not even that vacation that lots of us have been counting down to for months, just a Tuesday. If you're anything like me, you probably can't remember because ordinary days don't usually get our attention. Just like I said, they don't come with the confetti. They're not going to come with the balloons or this, huge celebration. They're filled with things like my day, unloading the dishwasher, answering some emails, making dinner, running some errands, maybe folding the laundry. These are all of the things that are top of mind for me. Grabbing a coffee, driving to an appointment, and maybe sitting down for like 5 minutes before we climb into bed. So it's nothing extraordinary. It's just life. And yet, I have started wondering if we've been looking at our lives all wrong. Because what if our lives aren't actually built in the extraordinary moments? What if they're built on the ordinary Tuesdays? I want to get into this because I think that we live in a culture that's constantly teaching us to look ahead. I'll be happy when I lose weight, when the kids are older, when I retire, when I finally have enough money. Or how about like when the business grows, when I find that perfect relationship? Or this one's really good because I've been hearing this a lot lately, when life settles down. There's always these other milestones waiting to arrive before we give ourselves permission to fully live. And I want to also preface it with this because I don't want us to, take this wrong. I love celebrating all of the milestones. I deeply love all the birthdays. I love the vacations. I love weddings. I love events. I just love all of those moments that deserve to be celebrated. But here is the thing. Those moments maybe make up 5 to 10% of our lives. The other, let's say 95%, it's just a Tuesday. It's a Wednesday morning coffee. It's a Thursday night dinner. It's Saturday at the grocery store. It's Sunday afternoon at church, or maybe just sitting on the back porch. It's literally the life happening quietly in between. And if we're not careful, we're going to end up spending our entire lives waiting for the highlights. And then what's going to happen is we're going to completely miss the story or the memories. And I have to share this because this is so profound and so true for me. A few years ago, someone asked me a question and it has stayed with me and just kind of stuck in the back of my mind. And this person asked, if someone followed you around for a week, what kind of life would they think that you're building? I want you to think about that. because I remember sitting with that question. And what I found as the truth is that the answer isn't going to be found in what we say, perhaps, or um, what we are wanting. It's actually found in what we repeatedly do. So I want you to think about this. Like, I want you to think about an anniversary dinner, okay, or an anniversary day. Your marriage isn't built on that. It's built on the thousands of ordinary conversations that you're having. Our children don't feel deeply loved because of one amazing, magical Christmas morning. They feel loved because we read them bedtime stories. We picked them up from school. We made a special pancake breakfast on a Saturday that added up over time, not just one moment, right? It's all the hugs that we gave them before they left for school. And honestly, I feel like it's just how home feels when they walk through the front door, right? That is why kids feel so deeply loved. Our friendships aren't going to be built on one girl's trip. They're built on the random Tuesday night phone call. They're built on the check-ins or even just remembering their birthday, showing up for someone when life gets a little messy. And for all of my faith-filled friends, it's not built on one church service. It's built in all of those quiet prayers that we're saying while we're making a cup of coffee or we're sitting, alone before bedtime. It's built in choosing the gratitude when no one is watching you. It is built on trusting God on the days that look ordinary or are even really hard. So our future, if you think about it, is built on ordinary Tuesdays. And I've noticed something about some of my favorite memories lately. Maybe that's because losing Pops, those of you that have tuned in to the last couple solo episodes, you know that I lost my father-in-law, who I simply just say is my dad. He was my dad for 34 years, and he has, or I should say, my memory of him and losing him has made me look back differently. Because when someone you lose and you love so deeply passes away, you don't just grieve the big milestones. You find yourself remembering all of the smallest things. You find yourself remembering those conversations and laughing. You remember the ordinary moments you never realized were quietly becoming part of your story with that person. And one memory has been replaying in my mind over and over again. And it's the morning that we took Pops to the hospital. At that time, we truly believed that we were just taking him in to get hydrated. He needed to just have a boost because he was definitely not doing well. And he'd been experiencing some confusion, and we just thought he'd be home before long. And it was literally an ordinary Tuesday. And I spent the night there the night before to just support my mother-in-law. And when I saw him that next morning, he walked out and he looked at me with that really familiar smile. And he just said, "Hey, look, it's one of my favorite daughter-in-laws standing in front of me." And then, just like he always did, we gave each other a kiss. He said, "Hey, kiddo." I said, "I love you." He said, "I love you too." And we spent the next couple of hours just sitting around the breakfast table. We were talking, we were laughing, we were sharing. I was drinking coffee, he was not. He wasn't really eating at the time, if I'm being super honest, but he sat because he tried. He was trying to eat a little bit, and we were trying to get some liquid in him. And, right before we were taking him, actually, first we were just thinking we were going to take him to urgent care. And then they're the ones who said he needs to get to the hospital. So my point is that nothing extraordinary happened. No one made this like big, huge speech. There wasn't some grand farewell. It was just a breakfast. It was just me and him and my mother-in-law. And it was just another ordinary Tuesday. And I had absolutely no idea that it would be the last time we'd ever sit together in his home. The last time I would ever get to hear him greet me that way. the last time that we just lingered at the table together. And isn't that how life often works? No one announces if you're living a memory while you're in it, right? It's not like, oh, this music is playing. No one leans over and's like whispering to you, hey, pay attention. You're going to carry this moment for you or with you for the rest of your life. At that time, it just felt like breakfast, just another conversation, just another Tuesday. And yet, those are the moments that stay with us. And I think about my kids. There are so many moments that I wish I could bottle up, not because they were perfect, but because they were ours, making breakfast in our pajamas, the road trips where we would have our silly sing-alongs and I don't know, just like cuddling up on the couch and having a movie night. All of us sitting down at the dinner table when they were little and telling us about how school went for them or a funny story. And we were all just like cracking up. Those ordinary, small, quiet moments, those are the things that became the foundation of our family. Not because they were spectacular, but it was because we were all together. And I think about my own life lately. Like, you guys all know, I love my morning coffee. So it's the morning coffee before the world kind of starts to wake up. Watching the waves come in and out and just, being at the beach, all of those things, like those are the memories or those are the things that I am remembering, right? And I'm just thinking about, part of my world is like calling a friend when that person comes to my mind, or just having my oils diffusing while I'm working. It's none of those are glamorous moments. I'm not necessarily posting about them. I do post about my coffee, but I'm not posting about these like moments. I try to post more about the ordinary moments, but it's not like I'm getting kudos for those things, right? I'm not getting these awards for them. But here's the thing, they're shaping me. They're reminding me personally to just slow down and to notice, to actually live the life I have been just busy trying to create for myself, because a meaningful life isn't something you arrive at one day. It's something you practice every single day. It's the reps every single day. And maybe that's why I've become so passionate about creating rhythms. Rhythms are my jam, you guys. This is something I am so passionate about because it's not a routine that makes us more productive. It's rhythms that make us more present. And there's a difference because here's what I have been talking about. Productivity asks us, how much can I accomplish today? How many boxes can I check off today? Whereas presence asks us, how deeply can I experience today? How present can I be today? And I don't know about you, but the older I get, the more I want presence. The more I do, because someday these ordinary Tuesdays are going to become the stories my family tells. They're going to become the memories that make us laugh and smile. They're going to become the legacy we leave without even realizing that we're building a legacy. That's what's so cool. So I want to ask you something. What if today isn't just another Tuesday? What if, I love that question. We got curious. And what if it's the day your child remembers years from now because you sat down and you listened instead of saying you were too busy? What if it's the day that your spouse needed your encouragement more than you even realized? What if it's the day you finally decided to take a walk, or you decided to write the first page of your book, or you decided to make that phone call? Or what if it's the day that you forgive someone that you've been holding at arm's length? We just never know which ordinary day quietly changes everything. And that's why every ordinary day matters. I think personally, one of the greatest lies that we've been sold is that significance only happens in the big moments. I just don't believe that anymore. I believe that Significance happens in the accumulated moments. It's those tiny acts of love. It's repeated over years. It's that consistency. It's the smiles. It's the hugs. It's maybe a handwritten note. It's that prayer. It's meals that we share together. It's the conversations. Oh, the conversations are so big. As a matter of fact, I'm thinking about doing a whole series on social media about some conversations that I've been having and how important they are. It's really been on the forefront of my mind because that's how beautiful lives are built, not all at once. It's just an ordinary day at a time. That's it. So today, I don't want to leave you with a challenge. I want to leave you with more of like an invitation to just slow down tonight. Sit at the dinner table a little bit longer. Take that evening walk that you just have been saying you were going to do. Watch the sunset if you can. Call your mom. How about that one? Text your friend that's been on your heart. Use maybe the nice dishes. Use the fine china on a Tuesday. That could be fun. But really, it's about staying present just a little longer because someday you're going to wish you could just have one more ordinary Tuesday. And the beautiful thing is that today you have one. So don't dismiss it because I would do anything to go back to that ordinary Tuesday morning that we had together with Pops. And so many of those other ordinary Tuesdays that my whole family was sitting around at dinner. So I just wanted to just leave you that invitation today and wanted to share my heart with you because that's where I've been leaning in just as I've had time to reflect and kind of slow down this summer because this summer has certainly not been an ordinary summer for us. So I also want to say thank you so much if you are listening to this when the podcast drops. Thank you so much for spending part of your ordinary Tuesday with me since we drop them on Tuesdays. It truly does mean more than you know. And if this episode encouraged you, would you mind just sharing it with someone who needs a little reminder that life isn't waiting for them somewhere in the future? It's happening right now. I would be so grateful for that. And of course, until next time, keep rising, keep shining, and know your best day is right here waiting for you. And it just might be an ordinary Tuesday. All right, my friends, have a great week, and we will talk to you soon. Bye.
Thanks for joining me here today. Your presence means the world to me. If you enjoyed what you heard, please consider leaving a rating and review, and don't forget to follow or subscribe so you never miss an episode. Head to the show notes and let's connect. Rise to Shine Co. is ready to support you in coaching, collaboration, life tips, or even a coffee chat. Until next time, keep shining, my friends.